Hello everyone. So I posted a video last week on my WhatsApp status and even on Facebook, and I asked people for their reaction and I got a lot of reaction. So if you do not see that video, so please watch it again before I go into what I have to say.
Strict parents raise the best liars.
Okay, so being strict, is it bad? No, it's not bad. If you're a strict parent, does it help you raise good children? Of course it does. But the issue around being strict is the fact that most parents do not know where to draw the line, or most parents think that being strict is just about giving your child rules and regulations, and once they do not obey, that child is in trouble, like they get to deal with the child. If that's what you understand being strict as, then you're definitely going to raise a very good liar for a child. So let me share a story. I have a 3-year-old that I, give homeworks. So something happened one day and I gave her homework and she didn't do it. When I saw the book, I noticed that the page for the homework was no longer there. So I called her and asked, why didn't you do your homework? She was like, no, Miss Poise, you didn't give me any homework. I got confused. Like, I'm sure I gave you homework. Why didn't you do it? And she was saying, no, you didn't give me any homework. You didn't give me any homework. So I took my time to go through the book to be sure I didn't give her any homework. So I discovered that this 3-year-old had torn out the page and I gave her the homework. I was surprised because, a 3-year-old, I expect to be very innocent, but she had torn out the page. So I looked at her and of course I was angry. And I told her, hey, I'm angry with you and I'm going to bamba you because what you have done is wrong. Then she started crying. And I'm like, okay, finish crying, but I'm still going to deal with you because what you've done was very wrong. Okay? Yes, I dealt with her. But having dealt with her, I called her and I asked her, why did you tear your homework? She still continued lying down. No, Miss Boyce, I didn't tear it. I didn't tear it. So I'm like, okay. I've always told you to stop telling lies. Saying the truth. I had to preach to her. I had to encourage her about saying the truth and everything before she finally opened up that, yes, she tore the page because the homework was, she didn't want to do her homework. She was tired, So I got thinking, she told a lie because she knew that I was, that was what I did not like. She knew that, if Miss Boyce knows that she tore that page, Miss Boyce is going to be, unhappy and sad with me. So she tore that page thinking I will not find out, right? But eventually I found out. Now, yes, I was being strict, but the other side to being strict is you must also instill value and principles in your children. But most times parents who are strict are just being tough. Oh, this is what you must do. You must do this because that is the right thing to do. You must explain why that is the right thing to do. One of the things that our parents did with us while growing up was the fact that we had a lot of strict parents who would tell us do this, do that, without necessarily giving us reasons to do it. And we did that, because we were not exposed to so many alternatives. Now, children of this generation are exposed to so many alternatives that will give them reasons why they should do something and why they should not do something. So if you are going to be strict with your child, you must be ready to talk. You must be ready to give your child reasons for every action that you are melting out on the child, because they have alternatives that they listen to, and those alternatives are crystal clear and they are enticing. So if you think being strict is all about giving your child rules and regulations, and if they don't do it, you're going to deal with the child, then you're missing the point. Being strict, you have to be disciplined. So discipline comes from the fact that, or from the point that what you've told your child not to do, you must make sure you are not found doing it. And in case you find yourself doing it, you must be vulnerable. You must let your child know that you are also a human being, and as humans we make mistakes. So there was a time where, I've always told my kids, when you're coughing, you cough into your elbow, and when you're sneezing, you sneeze into your arm so you don't spread germs. One day I happened to cough, I happened to sneeze, and I did not cover my mouth. It was a tug of war. Miss Boyce, you just coughed, you're spreading germs. I got irritated, like, it's not that serious, but I had to say, oh, I'm sorry, I actually forgot. You must make sure that you're vulnerable to your children. You know that when you make a mistake, you apologize and let them know that when you make mistakes, there are always opportunities for you to come back and, make amends. So when that my 3-year-old, made that mistake, I made her to see that what you have done, I totally understand, because you felt tired, you didn't want to do the homework, but tearing your book was not the alternative. You could have called me, you could have, let me know that, oh, Miss Boyce, I'm sorry I didn't do my homework. Or even if you didn't do it, just try. Do a little. You don't have to do everything, but make effort. After that day, I saw that when she's tired and she doesn't finish doing her homework, she'll say, Miss Boyce, I didn't do my homework, I didn't complete my homework, but I tried. I made effort and I did part of it. So that has become a behavior that she constantly tells me when she's not able to finish up her homework. So we must give room for our children to make mistakes and come back. Because just as you as an adult is not perfect, you must understand that children or your teenager or your child is also not perfect. Now, one last thing I want to point out is being strict as a parent. You can't start doing that with a teenage child. If you want to be strict with your child, you must start early. You must start with your child early, when your child is still a toddler, before your child grows into teenagehood. But most times I see parents want to, exert their strictness on a teenage child. It's not going to work, because you're forcing what has not been there from the onset. So being strict, you have a principle, you have what you expect your child to do, you have values that you expect your child must follow through. You must have started early with that child. If not, it's actually not going to work with your teenage child. So start early to show your child the values and the ways you want your child to go, to follow through. And when your child becomes a teenager, your voice is constantly in the head of that child. So the child remembers when the child is in a situation, wants to make a decision, and daddy's voice is ringing and said, oh, daddy doesn't like this. If I do this now, daddy will not be happy with me. So all of those things will start to work or take effect when your child actually grows into teenagehood. So start early. Start early with, exerting the right principles and instilling the right principles and values in your children. Don't wait until they are teenagers. Start now. They know. They see things. They understand things, even though it looks like they don't want to listen. It's actually sticking somewhere in their head. Alright, so before I conclude, I just want to say that, a lot of voices are in the heads of our children. And I always say something, we must make sure that as parents, our voices are the loudest in their head. So I'm imagining that I'm in a situation and I'm confused as to the decision to make. And I can hear the voice of my friend saying, oh, Glory, do this. And I can hear the voice of my father or my mother saying, don't do this. At that point, your child is most likely going to listen to the loudest voice. So the point is, keep talking to your child. Keep telling them the right thing. Keep telling them the wrong things that they should not do. And when they're in that situation, it's the loudest voice in their head that they will listen to. So if your voice is low, if you are tired of talking, if you feel, I feel like I'm talking too much, let me just allow this child do what he or she wants to do. When your child is in a particular situation, they will not hear your voice. They will hear the loudest voice in their head. If it's the voice of their friends and unfortunately that friend is telling them something bad, that's the voice they will listen to. If it's the voice of their teachers and fortunately their teacher is telling them something good, that's the voice they will listen to. But most importantly, let your voice as a parent be the loudest voice in your child's head. And how that can happen, keep talking to your child. Keep letting them know you care about them. Keep letting them know the right things to do. So if you want to be strict, make sure you're not just strict in terms of being harsh. You're strict in terms of also telling them the right things to do. And when you're punishing them and you're dealing with them, you're giving them reasons why you're doing so. Thank you for watching.